Okay, Bertie. It is episode number
131.
There it is.
I tried to say my threes properly.
Yes. And today we did all our usual stuff. We did the news was there. We did the
Waffle Game,
and we had some shell bombs and stuff.
Dan may or may not have embarrassed himself.
No, he did a good job. You did a good job. But our main source of entertainment today was the Irish language.
Yes.
What a wonderful language it was. Dan, you were on talking to us about being probably the only proper Irishman in the room.
Really. Oh, well, I wouldn't say that now.
Reel them in with your Donegal accent there, all the listeners.
It's apparently isn't we should have said this in the podcast, but isn't the Donegal accent was voted like the sexiest Irish accent?
Yep.
Yeah,
Dan specifically.
Has been now for a few years, so can't complain.
So if you want to hear at least an hour of pure Donegal, come to the JB Waffle
and sign up to Dan's OnlyFans.
Donegal OnlyFans. Oh, that's a good name. Oh shit. Okay, let's name the podcast.
We already had the name. You already have it named down.
I like Donegal OnlyFans. That's pretty damn good.
No, what if Dan's family listens to this?
I have to go back and face my principal now.
Yeah,
okay. asking questions.
Okay, let's not call it that.
Okay, so episode 131.
I forgot what the name was. Was it Dangerous Dan the Irishman?
That's it.
Well
done. You got there.
Well done. This thing is just gone.
Messed up.
There we go. I actually love that song.
I love that song.
Love it.
What episode? 131?
Oh Jesus! Yeah, is it 131?
Yeah, I think it's 131.
We've gotten really bad recently at actually tracking anything to do with this podcast.
Yeah, we've just doing so much work lately. It's just very hard to remember which one we're on.
Can I say something first? Actually, I put sugar in my cup by mistake, and then I put some in yours as well. But then I was like, "Fuck, just leave it in there." It tastes totally different.
Yeah, makes a big difference.
It's
Doesn't
huge. God, I'm going to be buzzing now.
You should take sugar in your coffee.
No, just black coffee, or not black coffee, but just.
Oh, why
coffee.
did you make a mistake?
Yeah, I put it in mine first of all, and I was like, "Oh fuck, that's definitely my cup," because my cup's bogging like.
Oh, okay.
So.
That's fair enough.
You're going to be getting questions fired at you left, right, and centre now. I'm going to be banging off the walls.
Yes, hello everybody. Welcome to episode 131. Jeez, come on, get the professionals.
Sorry.
Let's get going.
Go on.
If you see us on any social medias, please make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. And also on Spotify, whenever we have a poll up, it'd be really good if people voted on it. That'd be really handy.
Stop sounding desperate, will you? Just someone vote on it, please.
That's all we want. Before we do the news, we have Dan with us today.
Dan.
So feel free to talk whenever, because we don't do like a big build up. You don't get a big intro.
No, is Dan like The Rock in that he only has one name? Just
yes,
Dan.
Dan.
What's your surname, Dan?
McGarvey.
Just so people can look you up on LinkedIn.
Dangerous
and stuff.
Dan.
Yeah.
Dangerous Dan McGarvey. I love that.
There you go. We just named the podcast.
Dangerous Dan McGarvey.
Jeez, that was early, wasn't it?
The same as the last one as well. We named it really quickly. That's cool. Well, that's
I have to say, I enjoyed now. PJ's the name was the second one.
That's
Machine.
Yeah,
Enjoy that now.
Yeah, it's
Enjoy
good. Bertie's great with the names now, in fairness. There used to be a little bit of competition when John was about.
Yeah, because we obviously had three-way.
Yeah. And
Wow.
then that was after the podcast.
We don't do that anymore, don't worry.
No.
What have I got myself in here?
Yes, finally someone. Yeah, no, you're good at the old names. In fairness, did you name the last one that we just did as well?
Yeah, but what one was the one that you came up with the name like during it, and then at the end we couldn't remember who it was.
Oh,
we had to go back and listen through the whole podcast.
We're here about 40 minutes trying to figure out where it was. Yeah, it was a good name, though, in fairness. Yeah, so that's the crack.
News.
Are we going just straight into news?
Yeah, that's what we usually do.
Right, fine. Don't want to hear about your weekend anyway.
No, because that's what the Quick Bites episode.
All right, fine. I'm so confused by this new setup we have. Anyway, news. Okay, so Rate the Landlord website launches in Ireland. Did you hear about this?
No.
This is neither did I. I just heard it on
This
Lad
is
Bible
Lad-
about
Lad
2
Bible.
minutes ago. I was doing it on the way over. So
The
website,
source of all our news. on the podcast.
so a website that allows tenants to review their landlords publicly has launched in Ireland. RateTheLandlord.org originated in Canada but was created by 2 Reddit users. God, I love Reddit. It's class. The site is anonymous and allows users to, that's dangerous. Allows users to submit the name of their landlord and the property management company and leave a rating between 1 and 5 and things like health and safety, respect and repair. The website only launched today in Ireland. That's today. We're fresh. Interesting.
We once got in trouble for stealing. We were accused of stealing light fittings.
Yeah,
we
I've
didn't-
been there.
We didn't get our deposit back.
That's
That's it. That's the only thing that you could come up with. Stole light fittings.
Light fittings, like what? Bulbs? Like
No, so do you know when you have like obviously we have the office lights here, but you know the normal light, and so you have your lampshade and you have the wire going up,
yeah.
and then there's like a little white cap. I had to Google to see what she was on with. I don't know.
The white
so
caps.
The white caps. Apparently, all them went missing off the lights.
Get out. What are you doing with those?
I don't know. We kind of. I don't know.
Did you do it though?
No. The only thing that I thought she was going to give out about is, like, you know, it was an apartment, so it was generic kind of white walls or whatever. Was from going up the stairs.
All right.
Like, you might have hit the bag off and there was scuff marks, and I was like, oh.
But that's normal wear and tear
Yeah.
stuff for houses, isn't it?
But
Like,
that's literally the only thing I was thinking about, because she said she wanted to call us or whatever. Because we asked for our
and it was
deposit back.
and it was no deposit back at all.
No, we didn't get anything
That
back,
is craziness. You could have actually taken. Get on, rate my landlord. That's what you need to do. Have you been in a house where you deserve to not get the deposit back at all?
Well, the one
Wrecked a
that
gaff.
I think was it the second year we all went away together when we were 19 to Galway, and I think you probably know where this accommodation is. It's opposite like the big Dunn stores. Is it NUIM or GMIT accommodation?
if it was opposite Duns, it'd be UAG.
Yeah, so we stayed there. They're like 3 stories high or whatever, and there's rooms. And we
The
ran.
glint in his eye there.
I know the one. Yeah.
I've been there many times.
So we rented them out during the summer for Galway race week.
Oh yeah.
And then we broke like a lot of shit.
Oh man.
But what we did was we went like to Woody's, and we fixed most of it, like put the doors back on. And in fairness,
Sorry, what? Put the doors back on.
yeah, like the wardrobe doors were broke.
Oh, right,
The
okay.
wooden table, you know, the generic wooden table you have in student accommodation, that was broke. We fixed that. And then in fairness, the immersion wasn't working when we got there, but it was working when we left.
They made money out of you.
You must have spent more time fixing things than actually at the races. Like.
That's class. I mean, what did they expect? Like a bunch of lads going down to the
I
Galway
think there's
races.
12 of us, yeah.
That is bad news, isn't it?
Mm.
Did you ever do the thing where you moved into a house and you didn't get the bin set up on time? So at the very, very start of living in a house, maybe for about a month and a half or 6 weeks or maybe 8 weeks that you were there, the bins started all piling up at the back and you had a big massive pile of bins.
Yeah, and the smell and all the rest.
Disgusting.
Well, the people that was in the one of the apartments I lived in before us, there was like I don't know, it was like a little shed under the stairs, and each apartment had one of these, but they left all the rubbish in there instead of like, you know. And so I went down and opened it, and it was full of black bags, and we had to sort that out. Then
Man, that's
it
disgusting.
was like weeks like that. Must be weeks of like rubbish they didn't put out or whatever. Like.
It's so important to get the bins done. That's the first thing. Bins, get it done.
Absolutely, yeah.
Jesus, the mess. Been in so many of those. We used to live in a house in Dundalk, my first year of college, and there was literally holes in the kitchen going to the outside, and there was like mice and rats running through the kitchen. Like, it was gross.
And that was the good place, isn't it?
But I mean, like, I was like, yeah, I'm out of home. I don't care. Don't give a shit. It's class.
Yeah.
Deadly. But yeah, gross. Some gross old houses. Sorry, we're in the middle of the news. Let's keep moving.
More news.
So cardiologists call for a ban on energy. Again, this is Lad Bible. If you didn't know, this was from today. Call for a ban on.
This is basically all Lad Bible posted up today.
It's the last 3 stories, yeah. Call for a ban on energy drinks in Ireland. So calls for a ban on energy drinks to under 18s have been amplified over 2 men in their 20s suffering heart attacks after excessive consumption. So cardiologist James Calvin of the Mater Hospital stated that one man had drunk 8 to 10 cans of energy drink, Jesus, and a litre of fizzy drink. He said they were dead and needed to be shocked back to life. That is bananas.
But you know,
what's your thoughts on the energy drinks?
Not only with your heart though, but I'd say the old stomach isn't great.
Oh, geez, you'd be in
Drinking
bits.
all
Yeah,
that.
the acid reflux and stuff.
Yeah.
But now, my question would be: is the energy drinks the problem there, or is the man that's drinking 8 to 10 cans of
8
it?
to 10s. It's crazy. But is one can of Red Bull is what? Is it like 8 cups of coffee or something
Yeah,
stupid.
Something like that, yeah.
That's a lot.
But you see, there's like a meme or something, isn't there? And it says, is it like man dies after drinking 42 cups of coffee? And then the first comment is, so 41 is the limit.
It's true. Sometimes you just
So
need
there
it,
is a
fairness.
limit somewhere like.
So my cousin, hello to Kieran, he was over in Scotland for a weekend, again, lads weekend, and he did nothing but drink Red Bull and vodka for the whole weekend, just nothing but that. And he had a seizure on the Sunday, I think it was, because he was just so dehydrated. It brought on this seizure, and he was then diagnosed as epileptic. And so for a whole year, they took away, he had kids and stuff at the time, they took away his license, so he couldn't drive for a whole year.
Oh.
So he had to like refigure his whole life because of this one weekend, and this triggered this thing, but it never happened again. But his license was taken away for
And
a
you
year.
had to wait for a year to see did it happen again.
Yeah, so they had to keep on testing him and stuff and make sure there was nothing. And a full year, no driving. Messed him up after like drinking nothing but Red Bull or Shark or something at the time.
That's ridiculously bad.
They're so bad for you. Do you drink them at all? Have you ever drank them?
No, I might have had like a Red Bull. Do you know when you're on, because I don't drink, people want to buy you a drink?
Mm-hmm.
I may have had a Red Bull
Right.
just so somebody would buy me something.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Please buy me something. You're always asking for stuff. You're so needy.
No, they were like, oh, I'll get you a drink. And you go like, am I waddy? No, I'll buy you one.
Should
So, okay.
ask them to rate and like your podcast instead.
You just go on there on Instagram and follow us and be fine.
So you're both in sports in some way. You're involved with Offaly, were you?
I was, yeah, for the last 2 years there with myself and Bertie and Breen and a few of the lads there, and the girls as well, obviously. But yeah, not at the minute, but for the last 2 years, took up quite a bit of our time.
And so energy drinks is a no-go for you guys. Or have you ever consumed it?
Like the likes of Red Bull, I suppose. I would have done in my younger days. I would have kind of done a few nights out in vodka and Red Bull, but the last time I had it, I woke up in the middle of the night the next morning with heart pumping. And
Yeah.
I could see my t-shirt, literally.
It's so bad, isn't
jumping
it?
up and down, like, so I thought after that, no, I'm done with it, like, so.
Yeah.
But like in terms of, like, I would have seen, I know like lads that I would play with football with at the minute who would take energy drinks before matches, like.
Yeah, and during the day and stuff, walking around drinking them.
Yeah, but surely
But,
you see loads of kids now. Like I see it in school, like the amount of them go around with cans of Monster, like, and
Yeah.
they might have 2 or 3 cans of Monster in their bag, like.
Jesus Christ.
You know,
It's
so
like the coffee though. It's the effect it has. So like,
Careful now. Don't
no,
insult coffee.
you know the way like some people drink coffee to keep themselves awake,
Mhm.
but then some people that has no effect on them.
Mm.
So I think
Yeah, it doesn't affect
Monster
me
and Red
anymore.
Bull is the same. So some people it'll elevate your heart rate, and other people it might have no effect on you.
Mm.
Because in the sports context, if you're going out and you're going to do something that's going to elevate your heart rate, you obviously don't want your heart rate elevated before you do that.
Yeah, what's the theory behind that? Drinking to give you more energy?
Yeah, I presume so. Yeah.
Or to wake you up a little bit more
Yeah.
or something? Or
I suppose it's like a cheaper version of like a pre-workout or whatever, like that you get in the powder, which pre-workouts and
is that the same idea
yeah.
that's
yeah, it's pretty much.
filled with caffeine?
Yeah,
just,
yeah. The only thing
Right.
with pre-workout, there might be like a few other things like vitamins and minerals in it.
Cocaine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I
nice.
remember I think we talked about was it Jack 3D or whatever
Yeah.
that got banned, like because people were like getting
What's that?
shakes and it was
Oh,
like a pre-workout,
pre-workout,
like,
okay.
but it was like a massive amount of like caffeine and all other sorts in it. Like,
And what's
everything.
this other thing I'm seeing? It's all over my social media for some reason. That and they're True Classic T-shirts. They're telling me like I'm fat or something. But the True Classic T-shirts, and then there's this kind of smelling thingy that I'm seeing. It's like a. Sorry, it's drops underneath the
Oh yeah,
on
yeah.
the mouth that opens up your airwaves or something.
Yeah,
What's that shite? Is that just
I know. I seen that ad too as well.
yeah?
But it's like everything is like just borderline legal. Like
It's just all stupid shite, isn't it? Trying to
Yeah.
sell it. So there's nothing to that.
it's like that. Probably some people might get benefit to it, but it might have no effect on other people.
So ban on energy drinks, yay or nay for under 18s?
Oh yeah, because they're definitely advertised with the colours and all that and the flavours, especially Monster. You go into like an Apple Green or a Circle K or other petrol stations, and you go to the fridge and literally it's a line of like orange,
The different
red,
flavours
whatever,
and
yeah,
colours,
and there's
like, yeah.
loads in them.
That's
like, you
cool,
know?
isn't it? It's so nice.
That's half the selling.
Yeah, it is absolutely. We're attracted to it.
I like an out Canasay donut. That's very big.
Do you know that what are those two?
Tin of lilt.
Oh, you remember that? Good old days. Who are the two gobshites that have the drink together? Logan Paul, and someone else. KSI.
Okay,
Oh, Prime, is it?
Yeah.
Prime. Is that
Prime.
the same thing? Is that an energy drink, or is that just?
It looks like flavoured water to me.
Is that what it is?
I've never actually tasted it, so I don't know. I can't.
and they've brought out some like protein version of it as well.
Oh, really?
But then it's all with the way they're advertising to the kids and all that as well. Like
It's
and make it
crazy amounts of
popular,
money. There was a bottle of it. One of the bottles, a limited edition one, was like 12 to 15 euro or something.
Yeah.
What? We should start our own drinks thing. That's what we should do. Right, okay. Last piece of news. Sorry, let's get into this one. So 70%. We were actually talking about this earlier on. This is something that you were talking about. So 70% of Irish people think they look better with a tan.
Oh, yeah.
That's got a nice little picture of Ross. Remember, Ross got the.
Oh,
What
yeah.
was
He's
it?
an 8.
He's an 8. I got 2 8s. I'm a 16. So Irish people are famous for many things. Tanned skin is not one of them. So a recent study by UCC has revealed that 69.4%, very precise, of Irish people prefer how they look with a tan and don't mind burning to achieve it, despite being aware of potentially contracting skin cancer. Where are you? Are you a farmer's tan man?
Probably, yeah.
Of course you are. We all are, I think.
Yeah.
I look lovely and tanned until I go, oh, it's not.
There hasn't been much
It's not too
sun
bad.
to be out
Yeah.
in, to be fair, this year, is there?
It's been all right.
Still though.
You get out and even when it's cloudy, you get out and you get a bit of a tan.
I suppose, yeah.
So where are you at? You were saying that you were saying about the top of your head. If you get a tan, it looks better.
Yeah, it does, yeah. It's like Pep Guardiola.
How does he get a tan in Manchester? That lad, unreal.
Is he not just...
He's on the tanning beds.
I'd
Oh,
say-
he's.
That's not
I'd
just
say
his
he's got a
genetics,
good-
no?
He's got a good base, I would say, from Barcelona.
I suppose. Yeah. Do you or where are you? Do you better with a tan or do you give a shite?
No, I don't know. Like, I put some cream on and stuff, like.
You do, yeah.
Yeah.
Would you? Are you one of these lads that would have got burnt easily, or would you tan as you?
No, I never really got that, but like, you might get a bit red, but I never got, like, really badly done.
Back of the neck
But
from
you know
being at football
what
matches.
I was talking about
You've done a few
on
times.
Saturday, right? So it was sunny on Saturday, so I put sun cream on.
Mm-hmm.
Burns the bejesus out of your eyes.
Up on the top of the head as well.
Yeah, no, that's where I have to rub it.
Oh, that's
Why
bad,
has
isn't it?
someone not invented sun cream or sun lotion or whatever that doesn't burn your eyes?
Burn your eyes? Yeah.
Burn your eyes.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you start playing, that sun cream going into your eyes, and then you can't see.
Do you know what? I think there is a solution for that. Were you watching the Netherlands playing the other evening?
Why did that?
Memphis. Did you see Memphis Depay? Or is it not Memphis Depay?
Oh,
is
yeah,
it Memphis Depay?
yeah,
The tennis headband.
Yeah.
That's what you need. I'm going to get you some of those for Christmas. That's what I'm going to do.
Well, when I'm playing hurling, I put Vaseline on. All right,
I was about to say that. Like usually,
Yeah.
I would put Vaseline on the eyebrows just to even for the sweat. Like just
Really?
Yeah.
And does that stop it getting near your eyes?
Yeah, it's like, I suppose, a dam, and the sweat like goes down to one side.
Oh.
But I've rarely
That's
done
clever.
it when I'm playing football. I always forget. It's just a hurling because you can't wipe your face with the guard. Like.
Oh, yeah. That's really clever. I never even thought of that.
You know. I blame the lack of hair because I think the more hair you had, the probably more that it would absorb the sweat.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
That's what I mean.
probably. I'd imagine so. Yeah. Like you when you have red sauce and you start sweating.
Yeah.
Oh yes, Bertie doesn't like spicy.
No, he doesn't. Red sauce. I couldn't believe that we were on holidays in Prague and you're like, yeah, I can have the red sauce.
It's just the
Makes
top of
me
my head.
sweat.
I don't know.
That's unbelievable. Right, so that's my news for today. We'll get on to our main topic.
It's the main topic.
Let's do it.
Put
Right.
that Dan under a bit of pressure now.
Let's do it. Go on, Bertie. Introduce.
So basically,
My
Dan,
friend.
for the next 45 minutes, it's just going to be you talking and us nodding.
Am I talking in Irish? Talking in English?
Yeah, so...
But the only thing I can do now is excuse myself to go to the bathroom in Irish, so I'm stuck here for the next...
we were, I think it was ages ago. It was probably around March or something, was it, when we were talking about Paddy's Week and stuff like that, and we were talking about Irish and the way it's taught. We
Oh, yeah.
definitely talked about another podcast.
Yeah.
And then I've seen people on TikTok too talking about like being insulted about people saying, "Oh, that why would you not just talk English?" And what's so important about Irish. And then there's also a lot of people that aren't actually Irish that have learned Irish, and I've seen things like that as well. And I said it would be nice to get someone that was like, because you were brought up speaking Irish.
Yeah.
And so it's more like ingrained in you, and to see what way do you think, and obviously your teacher as well, which way is it, because it's the way it's been taught, or is it the way it's like should be more conversational Irish, or why do you think like people kind of go away from it? Is it that it was bet into us and we just don't like being taught it?
Firstly, give us where you're from and your history
Oh, yeah,
in
of
Irish.
course, yeah.
How did you get started in Irish?
Like I'm from Gweedore, which speaking like a Gaelic and an Irish speaking region, like
Yeah.
so. We've been brought up all from when I could speaking Irish, and I was brought up with Irish. Well, actually, I was born in London myself, and my younger sister. That's generally the response that
We'll
I get.
cut that out. That's great.
But
We didn't know that.
I have two younger sisters, and me and the younger one, we were born in London. Parents were living over there for a couple of years, and I moved home. I was about 3 when we moved home, and came home without any English. Like, all I could speak was Irish.
What?
Yeah, which is kind of most people are. To me, it's normal because.
Whoa.
But most people kind of have that reaction. They're shocked by that.
Is
so.
inside Dan in Irish or English?
another question I commonly get from the students is, do you think in Irish, or do you think in English? And I'm kind of going, well, probably more so in Irish, yeah.
What, as well?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I've lost count at this point with the many times where I've been in class, more so maybe with your my leaving cert classes, and you're explaining something in Irish, and they'll say, "Oh, what does that word mean in English?" And I'm like, good question. So like, and I'll be genuinely stumped like to try and think of what it is in English, like.
That's amazing.
So like, and it's always a very comical sight to see me stand there, kind of trying to think, wait, what the hell does this mean? Like, there was one I remember that stands out where I was talking to we were writing an essay for the girls were writing an essay for Leaving Cert Irish, and I can't remember what the title was, but I was kind of talking to them about Chorus Umper, which means the transport system. Mm-hmm. But do you think I could think of what the transport system was that in English? I couldn't. And I was standing at the top of the class, and they were like, what does that mean? And I'm like, you know what it means? And they're like, no, we don't. And then I was like, it's buses and trains and and they're like, transport system. I was like, yes. So that's it's quite a common occurrence in class, like. But so yeah, I would have moved home at the age of 3 with a few words of English, but nearly all Irish, because I was living with my parents and my auntie was living with us as well, and all they would have spoken to me would have been Irish. So
jeez.
Yeah. So then obviously moving home then to the Gaeltacht, and all my schooling, primary school, secondary school, was all done through Irish, like. So
just straight all the way through. And so, what about like TV and stuff that you would have watched growing up?
No, I would have watched like obviously your Nickelodeons and your RTE and the Den and all that type of thing. Like, so I would have watched English shows growing up as well. Like now, and I suppose there wouldn't have been a huge selection of Irish cartoons. Back in that day. Like
the Morbegs, that was it.
The Morbegs, yeah, exactly. But I know it would have been obviously as I got older, I would have been exposed a bit more to
so
English
in school you would have had like English class the same way as we had Irish class, because English class, when we had English class, wasn't teaching English. It was more about like, I know, poems, essay writing and all that kind of thing.
I suppose it's at primary school level more so maybe, yeah. But then when you get to secondary school, then like I was well able to speak English, but then it's not that we didn't speak English, as in like I
you just got a slap if you did.
Grandparents maybe, but like I would have spoken all, like I would speak all Irish to my father, and mum and the girls maybe would be more 50-50, like, but especially to dad or my granddad, it'd be nearly all Irish. And it's not that
still,
wow. Yeah, so it's not that they don't speak English. No, they're well able to speak English, but it's just that I suppose that's what we would have been used to, like, and speaking of them growing up, like. So it'd be kind of, unless there was somebody in our company that didn't speak English, then me and dad would just speak in Irish, like. So it's just kind of.
And would you ring them now because you're where you're living? Obviously, like, you don't have people to speak Irish to then.
Yeah, so like whenever I'd ring home, be speaking in Irish, like, and now there's a couple of lads in school now that I'd speak the odd bit of Irish to, obviously Irish teachers and stuff, like, so we kind of speak a wee bit, but
you ring your dad, you go, hello dad, who the fuck's this?
But I don't know, it's good though. I'm glad of it, like, that type of way.
It must be a very proud thing to be an Irishman who speaks Irish. Properly speaks Irish.
It is, and it kind of, obviously growing up you don't really think about it like that, but then when you move away from home, like, and you're kind of involved in teaching it and stuff, and where it's not, you're not listening to it every day, it's great. It's a great thing to be able to say, like, and be very proud and very lucky that I was born where I was, well, not born where I was born, but that I grew up where I grew up.
yeah
The change